Hey everyone, so this is just a little talk on creating a USB toolkit. So first, I just want to give you a little intro about me. So I'm a senior at the South High School, 21st century program there called CASE. Sophomore year, I kind of switched from programming to more of a security focus, as a friend and I decided that we would kind of want to go down that path. So currently an intern for Joel over there as a security analyst for the school district. I built my own.
Hey Joel! Move, Joel! Ruin this kid's life for him.
So I built my own network just to play around in. Servers, Raspberry Pis, ultra virtual machines, other things just to throw around because my parents said I can do it on theirs. So favorite tool Metasploit framework. I love learning what's possible, so that's why I like SecKC so much.
Hey!
Trust me, I'm a lawyer. So this is your first time speaking?
Yes.
You still have to take a shot. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. If you're a school administrator, you have to put your head down. It's not going to take away the scholarship. Oh, well then.
Where's show going?
Never mind.
Where's show going? Right here.
All right. Let's give it up to peer pressure.
That wasn't his first time!
So anyway, I love to learn. That's why I like SecKC so much. It opens up a lot of different possibilities of what can be done, and I'm obviously...
You can't even talk! It's fast!
Obviously I have like 2 years of experience, so it's nice to know that. So now on to what we're doing. So what we're building is just a toolkit. So we need, obviously, is a flash drive. Science depends on what you're doing. Yumi is a wonderful multi-boot USB creator, and I'll explain all of these a little bit more later. There's EasyOS Partition Master, any live Linux distribution you want. Live Linux distributions usually are, you boot them and you just, there's nothing persistent about it, unless you get one that is for persistence. TrueCrypt, Long Boot Manager, and Conboot. What USB should look like, or what USBs I should choose. Obviously, size depends on purpose. Like I said, you want something inconspicuous, like a thumb drive. Flash drive is pretty cheap. There's Micro Center, you can buy one for 32 gig, or for $11, and they're 32 gig, and they're pretty nice. Yumi, it's a multi-boot USB flash creator containing multiple operating systems, antivirus, utilities, disk loading, diagnostic tools, and more. Just a little bit about it. There's some of the more popular live distros, so OpenSUSE, Kali, Tails, Clonezilla, Dban. It also allows for unlisted ISO, so you can make your own. You can make your own live distributions if you want, or just modify already existing ones. Find a distribution you want. So there's just the examples: Dban for destroying information, Tails is an honest browser for torrent, Clonezilla is for mirroring disks, and I like to use DistroWatch. They have a lot of updated information and as well as pretty in-depth specs. And Google is obviously your best friend. You can find what you want there. So we're creating, in here we're creating 3 partitions. A visible partition that you can, by the way, this is all for pen test, or not pen, well, pen testing with Windows for the most part. So the way Windows works is it reads the first primary partition when you're in it. And so we're creating 3 partitions. A visible one, that you're going to be visible in your regular operating. Then there's also an encrypted that we're going to use TrueBit for, and then there's the multi-boot. So this is also meant so you can walk through this on YouTube when they post it up. So what we first want to do is you want to wipe out whatever you have there on your regular USB drive. Obviously everything's going to be wiped off, so we keep backups.
Select the right drive.
And select the right drive. You don't want to wipe your terabyte. So as you wipe it out, you want to create your first partition. This is going to be visible. And order doesn't matter, so you want to create it in order. One thing that I forgot to mention, you want to plan out how much space your distros are going to take up, because everything is kind of based on that. So you're creating your first primary partition. You can do whatever processing you want. Remember, for 32, there's a 4 gig cap and second space. Make sure it's primary. Next will be the encrypted. Just create as a logical, however much you want, and be generous. You never know what you're going to find. The last is going to be your UMI partition. You're going to want to create it as a primary, and you can use all of what's left of the unallocated space. This is what it should look like. What you want to do, actually, is you want to also convert the verse back to logical. The reason for that is when you first are creating the partitions, when you set the verse up as logical, it creates like a 7 megabyte unallocated space at the beginning, and that was kind of annoying to me. So I put it to primary, then switch it back to logical later. Your computer should now, your Windows machine should now see your UMI partition. Now you're going to go ahead and open up UMI, select your partition. So when you first use it, you want to format your factory through with the little checkbox they have there. Select your distribution and go ahead and just find it. If it's not in there, there's the show all ISOs, which you can use to find it if it's not coming up for some reason. I guess what it does is
Does it download the ISO if you don't have it, or?
no, it gives. No, it does not, but it gives links to where you can. So there's a whole list on the UMI website. There's a list of supported ISOs that you can find, and you can see all of it. So it gives lots of little wording for you to create. It's just telling you what it's going to do. Obviously, it's formatting. This is what it shows as it's setting it up. And at the end, it's going to say, would you like to add more ISOs? And you can click yes. So the reason I put this in here is what I'm going to add next is conduit. By conduit, I really like it. I haven't really seen anything like it. And if you guys have, that's free. That'd be great. I purchased a $50 personal license for it. And what conduit does is you boot it. And basically disables the password. I won't overwrite, but it's really nice. And apparently it now supports 8.1 authorization, or online authorization. But I haven't tried it since 8.1. It also has Mac OS X support. So that's cool.
Is it vulnerable for file vaults?
What?
Is file vault vulnerable?
Is file? I don't know.
That's Mac OS 10 full disk encryption.
Oh, I don't know. Sorry. Yeah, and then it has a support OS. So when I purchase it, for some reason it won't show up when I do conduit purchase or conduit free or something. So I had it with a listed ISO, make rough and RAM. And you can see if you forget, like I do, forget what you put on, you can see a list of installed ISOs just by clicking the view remove install distros. Once you're finished adding distributions, you want to convert it back to a primary. Convert it back to a primary. And go ahead and apply the changes. Adding more later, you just switch the first partition back to logical, and you'll get access to your union partition. So it should now look like this, right? You have your first partition, which is your visible, it's primary. Then your second partition, which is your encrypted, or will be encrypted, logical partition, and then your third will be your multi-boot. It's renamed multi-boot when you partition it, and that's going to be a primary encryption as well. And you can have more encrypted partitions if you want that for some reason. Encrypting the partition. So I've used TrueCrypt, and I use the hidden encryption. So there's an outer and inner layer. And I'll explain more later as well. So you can do this with Windows TrueCrypt. You just have to put the partitions back, and you just have to mess with the partitions a lot. So I just do it when I do Kali, when I'm testing the flash drive I just made out. TrueCrypt is officially unsupported as of May 2014, and I haven't seen an alternative that does the same. Your first boot up will look like this. Obviously, you won't have the SecKC back, but you can change that out, and I'll tell you about that later too. Categories just depend on what you put in. When you first boot, most live distros will look like this. So you'll have options. You can even install from it. I haven't looked at the live USB persistence. This is kind of new for the Kali live, but it looks pretty simple. Next, you want to so once you're in to Kali, you're going to start out your TrueCrypt and create a volume with partition or drive, and then here's the standard versus hidden. So if you didn't know already, so standard, that's just a simple encryption, right? And just has one password. But you're hidden, so what it does is it creates an outer and an inner layer. And please correct me if I'm wrong on any of these things. It creates an outer layer and an inner layer. Your outer is kind of your front-facing, the thing it gives in here is if you have to give out your password for extortion or something, you give out the outer password. That way if they don't even know there's an inner. And I'll go into accessing those later. You want to make sure you select the right partition. Obviously, you don't want to accidentally encrypt something else. And it takes a long time. So. Here's where you select your encryption algorithm, your hash algorithm. I just stuck with default, and there's tons of resources where you can figure out all the differences. Here you're going to be getting the outer volume password. I randomly said people will believe that it is the only encrypted partition if you have a complex password. I just made that up. Probably not sure that. So SecKC 2015. Now you're about to format or encrypt the partition. And you're going to want to move your mouse around. It says down there to increase the strength. Okay, so you're setting up your front. What you want to do when it's finished, you want to open up your outer volume and you want to stick some files in, right? You want to make it look as, you want something a little bit sensitive, but not something that you would care if someone else had it. You want to make it look like it's something important. So now for your hidden volume, you're just setting up the same, you can choose different encryptions or different hash algorithms, and now you're choosing your volume size. So say you put 2 gigs worth of information in your outer volume. So it was 8 and all, put 6 as the hidden volume size. Now you're creating your oh so special password for your hidden volume. This is where you keep your really sensitive documents and things like that. So it contains the meat of your adventures. Here you're just choosing file system type. So whether or not you'll store larger, store files larger than 6 gigabytes on the volume. So here it talks about if you just write the outer volume, you have the possibility of overwriting some of your inner volume stuff, and you really don't want to do that. So here's where it comes to mounting the true grid partitions. So to mount your inner true grid partition, this is where all your sensitive stuff is. You're gonna just type in your super long complex password. And it's obviously your more sensitive files. Your second, if you want to access your outer layer for some reason, you're going to want to go to Options and choose to protect hidden volume when mounting outer volume. This will keep it from overwriting. Number three. That was the 3 choices. So number 3, you are forced in some way to give your password. Just get up the outer layer password. So customizing your UV. Right, so when I had my SecKC background, you can customize that. You customize that by just changing whatever you get your picture, you change it to a 640 by 40, and just rename it UV.png, and it's right in the multi-layer prediction. You can customize it for your name, contact information, or even the SecKC background. A friend of mine even got his flash drive back once because someone booted it on accident, and they turned it into the office. But he had nothing back. So you finally complete your USB. But there are a few things. So whether the BIOS has been set to not allow booting from USB, or whether the motherboard is too old to support booting from USB. What if there's a lock on or password on the BIOS? So this is where Plot Boot Manager comes in handy. Plot Boot Manager allows for you. It keeps USB and CD-ROM drivers on it. So you can boot operating systems from hard disk, floppy, CD, or USB. You can start it from a floppy if it really doesn't support CD, or a CD or network. It also comes with some customization tools that you can use to change up. So here also is, if the BIOS is locked or there's a password on it, obviously someone can tell you've been there when you've done this, because you're removing the locks. There's more specific instructions online, but I just want to give you guys an idea. So there's a battery on the motherboard that you can use to take out and it'll reset. There's also a password. Clear CMOS jumper, that's called. What about defense? So we know about attacking, we want to know about defense as well. Obviously we want to put a password on the BIOS, and I just went over how that's circumvented with physical access. So we want to lock the case so no one can get into it, or just keep it out of their hands. Some companies, such as schools, set the computers to automatically boot from USB to speed up re-imaging. However, this works for the attacker's advantage. Maybe look into some other ways to do this, as well as keep it secure. But so that's all. So I just wanted to do a quick thing. So I'm looking for an internship this summer, starting around mid-May. Looking at just basic knowledge and see what I enjoy the most. You can contact me at Tyler1216 or talk to me after. And I was wondering if there was any questions. Not sure I can answer.